welcome to Entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Ellie, and I am here with Laura. And we actually belong to the same women's empowerment group. That is how we met. And today we're going to talk about her beautiful coaching business that helps female entrepreneurs specifically do better in business. So, hi, Laura. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me. How are you?
Of course, I'm doing fine. How are you?
Not too bad, thanks.
Yeah, it's sunny over here in the US. Where are you located in the UK?
So I am in south of England.
Okay.
So it's a little town called Bournemouth, and it's actually 9:30 in the evening. So it's definitely not sunny.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you for meeting with me so late in the day. I really do appreciate it. So yeah, let's just get started about like who is Laura? What's your coaching business about? And then I have a few questions about female entrepreneurs in general, but I'll wait. I'll give you the floor first.
Totally. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. So my kind of business started, and the reasons why I'm really wanted to help women is because of my background. So I'm not actually from England in the UK. I'm actually born in a small country in East Europe. And I had a
Okay.
really bad background. I'd been homeless. I was kind of known as a stupid kid in school. And kind of against the odds, I arrived in the UK with like £42, which is something like $50
Yeah.
in my pocket. And I didn't really speak English very well. And I kind of wanted really to have a better life for myself. And after obviously years, it's 16 years old on now, but the kind of desire to help women and empower them and help them in their business has been kind of my mission for a long time, because my kind of issue is that whatever things have happened to you in the past, if you have had mistreatment, so people have told you that you can't do anything, or you have grown up with lots of mental blocks because people have constantly told you that you're not good enough, you won't be able to achieve, that's rubbish. You can. And that's kind of my mission, to help female entrepreneurs with their subconscious blocks, so get out of their own way and get really confident in their business, showing up in their business, and in particular getting confident on video so they can actually connect with their target audience and create beautiful, amazing dreams for themselves. So that's kind of what my business is all about, and the background why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Oh my gosh, I just got chills. Like, I love all of that because ah, women go through so much. There is so much pressure on us to be everything to everybody. And then once, like you said, once you get this one type of narrative about who you are, it kind of sticks with you. Even if it wasn't your own narrative about yourself, maybe as a teacher or somebody that like you really, really looked up to, they'll say something about you and it stays. And it stays forever and until you unblock it. So getting help with this is definitely something that I have been preaching a lot in my shows about healing. I talked to another person in our group, Nicolina, you know her. And are you still there? Are you frozen? Laura? We're having some difficulties. Let's see. Shit.
Y'all, I love recording and podcasting. You guys never know what's going to happen. So I took a minute to myself, gathered my thoughts, and as soon as I did, Laura came right back and we just started all over again.
like she's really letting us down.
No, it's okay. It's fine. I was talking to myself for a short little moment. It's okay.
You can probably just cut it, hopefully, and put it
Oh
back.
yeah, no, I can certainly cut it. I'll probably, put like my face when it went away. That would probably be it. But yeah, so I was just saying that it's so useful that you have this business because most women start a business but have some sort of mental block. And that is the reason why they can't succeed. And it's the reason why they don't want to show up fully, like you said in their videos, why it's keeping them from creating content. It's going to make them their dreams come true, things like that. So I wanted to ask you, in your time working with women, what's like the biggest mental block for us, and how do you help women overcome that? Without sharing too many of your secrets, because I know you got to pay for a service, but I do want to know, like in general, what do you see the most, and like what can we do about it?
So the root cause, really, that whatever's my clients are going to see me with, it could be that they struggle with confidence or self-esteem or even anxieties, fears, imposter syndrome. If we really dig deep down, it always goes into the relationship that they have with themselves and the feeling that they're not good enough. So, and I don't normally go there in a first session because that's huge.
Yeah,
So many
that's a big
women
thing
don't
to say out
realize
loud.
that. Yeah. And so we kind of start with very gently. And my previous mentor always said, cut at the speed of the bread, not the knife. So I am the knife. My clients effectively is the bread. And I maybe know exactly what the root cause is and how to help them, but you have to go there with gently. And that's what I recommend everyone to do if they kind of starting out, maybe trying to help themselves, because there's loads of things that we can do. So being gentle and, kind of taking one step at a time. So, that's kind of the real issue that no one wants to really kind of accept, that the baggage that they have picked up, and it's not their fault. That's another thing. It is not people's fault, because when we are children, our brain is like a sponge. Yeah. Whatever somebody says, it just goes into the subconscious mind straight away and gets stuck. And the reason why it gets stuck there is that your brain just wants to protect you. So it's no one's fault, but there is a lot of things that people can do. And obviously the quickest and best way to deal with that is just get help, because if you get help, somebody's able to support you through that journey. And how I explain it, it's like if you have a smartphone, and ever so often it requires an update. So your brain is a little bit like your smartphone. All that your support is doing, like a coach or mentor or sometimes therapist, it just updates your software.
That's a wonderful metaphor. That's huge. So I guess the thing is, how do you know when you need this service? Because I think a lot of us feel like it's normal to be a little self-conscious, or it's normal to have imposter syndrome. I know I've read that a lot of places that most people have imposter syndrome. So I wouldn't necessarily be like, okay, it's time to get a coach. Like when do you say, hey, I've reached a point where I am in need of further assistance?
Yeah, totally. I mean, when you have an imposter syndrome or fear, it's almost like, when you have a car and you're driving and the petrol tank is starting to get low. So it's just a warning signal comes on that, you need to fill it up in, 50 miles or so time.
Yeah.
So, it's there are warning signals that your brain is giving you, and that's quite normal. If you don't have any warning signals at all, you could just walk on a motorway and not realize that the car is coming. So all of these things are very important. So it's not like, even when I coach my clients or help my clients, we don't get rid of the fears completely, because fears are necessary for your normal functioning. It's the same for a bit of imposter syndrome. That's not so, as soon as you have something, it's not like you have to run into to get some help. It's like when you have I don't know, one of your hairs fall off, you don't run to the emergency.
Yeah, it's like, okay, this is part of it.
Yeah, totally. So it's completely normal. You're a human being. If you don't have these feelings, that's when you need to start worrying about, really. But the point when you need, or you really want to get some support, is when it really blocks you. When in your business, you know what to do. You maybe know the strategies, or you know what you need to do, but you just know that something is really holding you back. It's that, and it doesn't have to be a huge thing. Oh, I'm going to therapy, or I'm going to the coaching, or oh, I'm getting help, I'm weak. No, absolutely not. Every successful coach that I know who becomes a very good in their business has a coach and a mentor. It's quite normal. So it's that real block, when it's really blocking you taking the next step in your business. That's when it's a good idea to just
go ahead and get some help. Yeah,
totally.
Yeah, that's huge. So okay, I know for me personally, when I first started this journey, my hardest thing was being consistent. And then when I got consistent, it was being creative all the time. Sometimes I felt like I had to every day create content, or every day I had to, be beautiful with all the makeup and stuff like that on, things like that. So now I'm kind of in a space where I'm not sure. It might be fear. It probably is. Like I'm gonna be honest. Where it's like I've always had an issue with charging people, because I feel like what I do is just nice. It should just be given. And then the second thing would be is showing up confidently. A lot of times in the back of my head, I'm freaking out. Like I'm freaking out. Like I don't know why I'm here. I don't know if I'm doing it right. Is my shirt okay? Is my earring flipped? Like, random things that are constantly going on. But like on the front, I'm doing okay. But like in my head, I'm not okay. So like, is that what do you say for those moments? Because I'm able to push through, which I think a lot of women are. We have like completely learned how to push through a million moments. But what is a better coping, or like a better way to embrace this fear? Because I know that's what everybody says, is embrace it, say you're excited, things like that. But sometimes it still feels like fear. It doesn't feel like excitement.
Yeah, I mean, totally. So I posted actually a reel about this today, because I saw a reel, somebody else's reel, that said, when you don't feel like showing up in your business, all you have to do is push through. And I agree with that to a point. I mean, I agree with it completely. Yeah, sometimes you do, it's just this, you're a bit in your comfort zone and just need to take that leap of faith and just go for it. And sometimes that's all you need to do. And the more you do, the more you gain confidence, and because it's competency. It's like when you are learning to drive, you can't say that you're a confident driver because you haven't driven yet. Right? So you get lessons and you start driving, And then the more you drive every single day, you get more confident, i.e. competent. And until you get, it's just so unconscious that you just, cruising along and you listen to the music and you read, you talking to your friend and you're not even thinking about it. It's kind of that. But in terms of the fear that people have mainly on social media, it's competence plus subconscious alignment, and that equals confidence. So if you get that competence right, but you still have this debilitating fear or there's chatter in your mind that, oh, am I good enough, and what will people think, and what will my family, am I doing it right, what if I say something wrong, all of these things, right? Then it's the time to do some subconscious work, and that's what sort of 70% of my time that I spend with my clients is doing that work. And I'm giving them various techniques how to get over that. And I teach those techniques for them so they can not only, experience it, but also then learn it. But some of the things that I can kind of throw out there straight away that hopefully help maybe you and the others as well.
Yeah, I'm sure they help all of us.
Things like, some people think that, do I have enough to say? Or what if I say things wrong? Things like that. But when you think about it, when you're speaking to your friend, let's say your friend lives in another country and you haven't spoken to them for a while. Let's say you hop on a Zoom and you just have a chat. You are live, you're on camera, and you don't care what people, whether, you might,
says, or, if the background's fine, all of that, you're just saying, got you.
Yeah. So it's not that you are shy on camera. It's just sometimes you have this mindset of, oh, I'm on camera. So one of the things that I kind of started doing is, first, if I want to say something, I write things down. That's how I first started on really doing reels and short videos. I wrote things down that I wanted to say because I'm a bit of a talker. So, you narrow me down to 60 seconds is pretty difficult. Yeah. Now it's, today I found out it's 90 seconds and I had a great time. So what I did was I wrote things down, exactly what I wanted to say. I copied and pasted to a teleprompter app that's free. And I just read it off the teleprompter. And sometimes I had to do it a few times because I wanted it to be a bit more authentic than just me reading.
Yeah.
But even the best speakers in the world, they don't just go to TED Talk and just talk. Yeah. They practice it. So again, a lot of entrepreneurs, or my clients certainly, they think that, video came out and video became popular, so all they have to do is just get on video and they have to be great and natural straight away.
Yeah.
But again, you're not born to be great and natural of things. You learn everything.
Right. Yeah.
So that's the thing, that they are so hard on themselves that they don't realize it is actually a skill. Some people, that skill comes quicker, like driving. It took my mum 10 years on and off to learn how to drive. It took me a few weeks.
I still need help.
It doesn't mean that we are rubbish. She is rubbish and I'm great. It's just we have different, sort of skill set. But she's great. She's great at marathon running. I could not run from here to a lamppost. Right. So it's kind of understanding that, stop being so hard on yourself. It's a skill that you can absolutely learn. You're not crap on camera. You are just kind of having this mindset, you have to be a different person. No, imagine as if you are chatting to your friend. Like me and you just now.
Yeah.
You are natural. We're just having a natural conversation. It's not about us. It's about the people that are listening. And that's what you do on camera and on reels. It's not about you and how you look, how your hair is. And in fact, your viewers want to see the natural, authentic person. And imagine that you're talking to a friend, and think about serving and talking to your audience instead of how you look, because it's not about you at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's about your clients and serving them and giving them the best of you. So these are the 3 things that I started. Write them down, put them on teleprompter and read off there, so you're not going off script and you're not off faffing around. Imagine as if you're talking to your friend, and remember that it's not about you, it's about your clients.
Thank you, because I think a lot of us make it so much about us that we forget why we're doing it. And like you said, sometimes it takes going back and telling your story about why you got started for you to go, oh yeah, I'm doing this because I used to be homeless, so I'm trying to help somebody not be homeless. Like, if you speak from that part of your heart, you're super passionate. You're ready to go. You're like, okay, girl, you got to do 1, 2, and 3. Like, this is how you get focused. And so I think it's that remembering that this is a service. Like, you being an entrepreneur is serving a purpose instead of I'm trying to make money. I think we that kind of freaks us out. Like, for me, I used to be really, really concerned about how many views I got. And it wasn't until I started going, okay, well, did you have a meaningful conversation, that I kind of relaxed. Because before then I was like, well, okay, I'm not interesting enough, or I don't have the words that people want to hear. But as soon as I was like, well, actually, this is a good conversation. So maybe people just haven't heard it yet, but I can be confident and say, this was a good conversation. So it's just flipping that. But like, thank you for putting it in that perspective of, one, be kind to yourself, because I think we're really not kind to ourselves. I think we're very, very mean. Really, if we really said what we feel about ourselves out loud, I don't think we would ever say it, honestly. And then writing it down, didn't even know there was a teleprompter app. Definitely gonna use that. It didn't even cross my mind. But that's how I started when I did my podcast. I would write everything down. And then, like you said, practice. We don't talk about the work that all these people are doing before they actually hit record. We don't say how many times they rehearse this. We don't talk about, like, I know for me, when I do a reel, I have to do it like 6 times, because either I almost remembered all the words, or like forgot the words, something fell in the background. Like, it's never a one-stop shop thing. And so I think it's important to talk about that. It's important to be like, hey, it's okay not to be perfect. And that's the other thing. It's okay not to be perfect. Like,
Yeah, there was a funny story about not being perfect on live. My first coach, she once did a live video to all of us in her car, and she had just parked in a playground. Her daughter was running around playing, and she thought, well, whilst I'm waiting, I'm just doing a quick live to my group.
Right.
And through that live, her daughter opened the car door and said, Mummy, I'm having so much fun. Can I go and have a wee in the bushes instead? And that was live, and she was mortified. But what that showed, firstly, a funny story.
Right.
That she's normal, that she's a businesswoman who also has a daughter, and she probably get the most engagement out of that live simply because she was a human. I have been on live, and I had a board on back of me, and I was, writing things down, and then I turned to my audience and it fell on my head, right? And I was like cracking a joke. I was like, well, that idea clearly was great one. And something like that. And we were just carrying on, and it was great because it created a fun atmosphere all of a sudden in the crowd that I was kind of teaching. And that's what that is the motion that people truly remember. If you think about some of the best TED Talks, for example, you don't necessarily remember the exact words that they used, but you remember how they made you feel.
Yeah.
Maybe sad, maybe it was laughter, maybe it was an amazing realization. That's what you remember, not the exact words.
Yeah.
So be human.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Because now that you say that, I was like, I've seen like a million TED Talks, but my favorite one was, I'm not sure if you guys have seen this, but she was a model, and she came on stage in her like model outfit, and then she slowly, like while she was talking, put on a blazer, changed her shoes, went from high heels to like regular heels, put her hair in a bun, and she was like, "This is who I actually am." And she was like, and then she started talking about how women have to like kind of do two different things in order to be paid attention to. Sometimes you get a certain type of attention looking this way, or you get it that way. But I remember that TED Talk just because not a lot of women show people like the magic of getting dressed up, if that makes sense. And then show themselves authentically, because a lot of us do. I mean, the makeup, the hair, all of that is not like, that's practice. Like, that is not natural. I do not ever wake up looking like this. Like, not even close. So to watch her go back to like her natural state really stuck with me, because it was like, you can do that. I still paid attention to her show. Like, it had nothing to do with the fact that she had, her hair down and a beautiful outfit. I liked what she was saying. So we do kind of, I mean, it is the person behind the personality that draws people in. And that's what we have to remember. It's hard because like we've been saying, there's so much going on in the world, and when we're hard on ourselves, it's hard to accept that we could be accepted by being us. So I guess it starts within, and that's really what it sounds like.
Yeah. And the reason why we hard on ourselves, that's the conditioning that we brought up. If you remember back, maybe in your childhood, or maybe you've seen somebody, and again, parents don't do it consciously, or they don't do it because they want to be mean, but it comes from generation to generation. Things like, if somebody does a naughty thing, you say you're a naughty boy or you're a naughty girl, and that goes straight into your identity. You are naughty person, instead of what they really meaning is you done a naughty thing, which is a behavior which doesn't go that deep enough. So we constantly, throughout our childhood, we are told you are naughty girl, or you're a naughty boy, or if you've been a good girl, you're gonna get a candy bar, or something like that. So we're constantly conditioned, and don't wear this, or don't wear that, or you will never get a boyfriend if you do this, stuff like that. We are grown up, and your unconscious takes that all in. It's like a sponge, because when you're a child, you don't have a filter. Everything goes in, stays in. And then we grow up, we get more of that. And that's when we learn to be really hard on ourselves. Oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, I'm so stupid. Oh, this and that. We constantly
already heard it.
Being hard on ourselves. Because if you imagine, if you would be like that to your best friend, how long that friendship would last? Not very long. And yet we do that to ourselves almost 24/7.
Mhm.
Unless we're sleeping, we are probably thinking negative things about ourselves. And that is the core thing what I help my clients with, to build that relationship up with themselves again, because this is their foundation. This is their foundation for them, their life and their business. Because if they're wonky, so will be the business.
I know for me in my healing process, the biggest moment came for me when we were doing guided meditation. Oh, my computer died, y'all. This is the second time. So I tried to record it on my phone, and she's asking me if I got it together. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I got it together. I didn't record the audio. So I'm so sorry, guys, but you are going to miss the rest of the episode. And just when it was about to get good. So, what did I learn today? Today, I learned to hit the freaking audio button on your record screen. Yes. I also learned that coaches do more than just talk at you. They help you heal and grow and mature so that your business isn't wonky. If you would like to find out more about Laura and her business, please check the link in the description below and follow her on Instagram. But thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Entrepreneurs. We'll be back again next week to discuss brand new topics and to possibly meet another entrepreneur. Have a great day. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. As always, you guys can find Entrepreneurs on Spotify or any of your other podcasting sites. What I did want to talk to you is about a very special thing that I just started, which is entrepreneur support. You guys can support this podcast by going to the link below, and you can either support it monthly, or you can DM me on my Instagram or my Twitter. The links are also in this description. And we can talk about ways that you can sponsor our show. And in doing so, in that sponsorship, you guys will be allowing me to continue my, journey, and to really support other entrepreneurs. Every time I post, another entrepreneur is born, and you could be a part of that. So, definitely, if you enjoyed this show, share with a friend. And if you really, really enjoyed it and you want to be a part of changing other people's lives, go ahead and support. Have a great day.